masters.
Rachel. Gotcha.
You're a turd.
Just kidding.
And drop off Rachel.
Today is the day, and I'm with my favorite person ever in the world to pick up the van. So I double checked. I still qualify, hopefully. Gonna go through USAA. Hopefully all is good and everything that I wanted is in the van. So let's go inside now and do this. First eyes on my van. Oh man, she big. She real big. All-wheel drive, Eco Boost. Oh, she's beauty. She is beautiful. Look, we got a window. Okay, let me get the front. Got little baby tires. Let's not get hit by a car. See, I just got the regular headlights, but we're loving those. She doesn't have too big of a forehead. Why am I saying she? I don't like when people put cars as genders. Anyway, wow. Okay, wow. Oh wow, that's black, but you can barely even tell that that's black. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, we're inside my van! Woo! With my favorite person! Yay! I'm so excited. So, before my phone overheats, we're gonna swivel the seats. Yes! So what happens though is we might have to move it forward. Pull yours out.
Out, like up?
Yeah, out towards the car. You hear that? Oh my gosh, what? I think I need I moved mine back. Wait, hold on. Stop beeping! Why? Ugh. Oh yes, Lexi said she's gonna help me.
I'll try.
Woo! We can say hi.
This is great for YouTube videos.
Hey girl! Okay, should we drive now?
Rachel, as long as you're seeing the tires in.
Okay, we're gonna go find a park and go park there, okay? No pun intended! Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness, look at this beauty. The people liked the color, huh? Do you like the color?
Yeah, it's really pretty.
It's not white, so it's not a creeper van, huh?
Yeah, it's not creep though.
So we're gonna now drive it and get a little bit of driving footage. And then we're gonna go to a park for a bit. Okay? First thoughts on the drive. Look at the air conditioning. It is so nice. This is gonna be so fun. What was I like so nervous about? Well, I am. I'm still nervous about the payment. But anyway, we have the van and it drives so nice. So nice. Yeah, so I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna set up the radio with our phones and I'm gonna check over the options that I got and make sure it's all here. And I wish I would have brought a tape measure because I want to know how. I'm tempted to go buy one, but I have so many tape measures. Tape measures? Does that word sound right?
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Guys, look how far back I am.
Look at, she's all the way back there. She's, hello!
Hello?
Lexi!
Can you hear me?
Yes!
Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Hey, Miss Thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta do your thing.
Okay.
You gotta do your cartwheel.
I'm gonna bend my legs, so.
No, you don't have to.
No, because I have these on too.
Okay.
The platform. Guys, it's a bad cartwheel on purpose.
Woo! Good job, Lex. See, and this is why I brought my happy little favorite person, because she is a rock star and a cheerleader. So yeah, this is what I want to measure. How far apart this from that is, because that'll be where my bed is. And there's a lot to talk about with the loan process. And we'll get to that later. It'll be in this video. But what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna go through, I'm gonna go through and check to see if all my features are here. I do know I got the transition piece. They didn't put it in for me. You would have thought with an expensive van they would have put my transition pieces on, but I have a floor to put in. So anyway, I'm so glad I got the windows. So those are in. Windows. I got the headliner shelf. Anyway, we'll do a separate video on all the features that I got. Okay, okay, see you shortly. Got the nice heavy duty tow package. It has 4-pin and was that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-pin, I think it was supposed to be. So both. Backup sensors. Should we look at the engine? I got the dark tires, wheels. I got this thing for the slider. And I have that beautiful little girl, my fave. Oh, it's got lights right there. And here's a camera for the 360. Anyway, I'm so excited. Oh, this is not cute. This silver, oh, that's hot. Turbo. So we have 2 vents. Lexi's so excited. I'm so glad I got to bring her. That looks good. Looks so good. First stop, AutoZone. No, that's not the right one. It has to be Plasti Dip so I can peel it off.
It's gonna be over here. Huh.
We got Plasti Dip because Lexi told me I have to. I was having second guesses, second thoughts, but what the heck is that? That's probably from me. Okay. Plasti Dip, make it purple because purple is my favorite color. So, but I can always peel it off. That's the beauty about Plasti Dip, is I can peel it off and then do black. Definitely gonna Plasti Dip in one color or another. All right, let's go eat. Time for lunch. Celebratory first meal from the van. Pretty sweet parking job. Lunch was delicious. Lexi wanted me to order the 22-ounce extra cane sauce.
Yep.
Which is the size of this. It's full of just cane sauce. We didn't do that. So now we're just gonna go see if Krispy Kreme has the Dr. Pepper donut. They might be sold out most likely. So anyway, exciting.
I do not give my permission for this video to be posted on any type of public site. Copyright is owned by me. Bro, back up.
Melanie, I'm trying to get your reaction.
Yeah.
Could you do me a solid and look?
Only if I get proceeds.
No.
Let me take this.
Thank you.
Are you excited? Do you love it?
I would like you to look at it, Melanie.
I like that you chose gray instead of white. It's very
Did you get a
nice.
tint or did it come tinted?
I got the privacy glass
Yeah. Did they get everything right?
so far.
So yes,
You like it?
I love it. I love the color.
You're talking margin for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I've been comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket.
It is the next day, and I didn't have time yesterday after showing my family the van and driving around and maybe having a little bit of a party bus moment. I didn't have enough time to film the outro. So here I am. I wanted to talk about the process, my process at least, of getting this van from the dealer and the loan process and everything. So long story short is that I do not have a loan on this van. Long story long, I will tell you why, and that is because essentially my salesperson, who I deliberately went to, a female to give business to, that was just something that I wanted to do, was not very good at all. And now that's not saying all females, but her in particular did not do a good job at all. Like for updates, I would get updates from the Ford Tracker before I'd get them from her. I saw my van on their listed on their website and saying, hey, is my van on your lot? Because that is my van, I'm buying it, yada yada. They said, well, when the vans are finished and they're being shipped, the factory Ford just puts them on the dealership's inventory list, but it's not on the lot, yada yada. So the manager called me and said, hey, it's still in Kansas, which is where it was built. And then there's noises that are happening that I'm not sure of why. So and then it was going to be on its way to Denver and then Wyoming and then ultimately Utah. So he gave me this progress update, and it was probably a good, I don't know, 3, maybe almost 4 weeks until it finally got shipped and delivered. And so I would call my salesperson saying, hey, can you give me an update? I'm trying to plan things with a storage unit, and can you tell me what state it's in, like where it's moving? Oh, as soon as I hear when it's arrived, you'll be the first to know. And it's like, I was like, no, I had your manager tell me what state it's in. Can you tell me that? She was like, I don't have that system. I said, well, can you ask? She's like, okay, I'll do that. And then I got a text from her that it was in Denver at the time. So I saw that it was delivered, called, left her voicemail to say, hey, what's the process? I want to pick up the van. Can you send me an Uber? And she called and said, okay, let's set it up for Saturday. I'll send you an Uber, yada, yada. There needed to be, now I know, there needed to be a lot more discussed, because when I first ordered the van, Ford knew that I was going to use my own financing and not through them. And so what should have happened is that there should have been like, hey, here's the total purchase price, here's the mileage that's on it currently, and have your funds ready to go so you can take the van off the lot. That did not happen at all. So they were like, unless you use our financing, you can't take the van today. I'm like, this was never told to me. And I've never custom ordered a van. I've only purchased one car myself. That's the Mazda. My mom bought me my first car. It was a Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta, 95. Yeah, 95, Jetta City. Anyway, so I was unfamiliar with the process. That's not my job to know the process. That's the dealer's job to know the process. And that wasn't discussed. And so I'm like, what? Well, I told them what interest rate I was getting through USA. It's the best one that I could get for 84 months. And they were like, well, is USAA pulling up that this is a commercial vehicle? I said, I plugged the VIN in, everything. It's showing up as a Ford Transit, cargo van, whatever. They gave me the regular interest rate. And so Ford was like, well, we can only give you 13.99, so 14%. I'm like, I'm not gonna use that. So they're like, well, let's see what we can do. So I go back to the financing guy, and there were things that were taking place where I wasn't, I thought, fully informed. There was one part that is on me because he's like, okay, here's what I can do. I can get you down to 10% if you finance through us. And then you can always refinance, but we require you to have the loan for 3 months at least. And I'm like, no, I'd rather just wait a week or however long it's going to take USAA to send the funds. Rather than, he's like, well, it breaks down to like 300 and something dollars. I said, that's money that I can put towards window covers or something else in the van. That's a lot of money. Sometimes people, I mean, this whole thing is a lot of money. I'm financing the whole thing. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And then, so I'm going through and I'm looking at some paperwork to sign off on it. And there's 2 options on there that were like $1,000 total. I'm like, what is this? I didn't agree to this. Well, I in fact did, but I didn't realize, and it's my fault because I didn't pay attention to this particular sheet of paper when I was signing it back in April. And so what happened was I ordered all my options. We went up to the manager to confirm all the options were correct with my salesperson. And she was like, how about plaid and then clear guard? And they were explaining it to me. And I was like, and that was it. I was like, oh, that sounds great. Thank you. Assuming in that moment that was going to be given to me because there was no discussion of how much it was going to cost. So I was like, wow, great. That's really cool. That's a great feature. Plaid, it's called plaid. It's where you can track your van, and then clear guard is, I don't know, they put some kind of guard somewhere on the paint. And that's it. They didn't tell me how much it was going to be, but there was that form that I signed in April. There was my signature with the date, and I was just excited. I didn't know what I was signing. I signed the sheet with all of my specs on there of what I ordered, and that was that. So I said, well, so he called, so the finance guy called the salesperson back in, and I explained to her what I just explained to you. And she's like, that's what I told you. I have the filled out, I have the signed sheet. I said, I saw the sheet, but there was no specific words told to me. And I was so pissed. And she was pretty shaky in her voice. Lexi was with me. She was pretty nervous. She was upset because before I went to the finance office, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. The salesperson had said to me, there's going to be a survey that's sent to you, and anything below a 5 is a 1. Now, okay, that's not nice to hear. It's a kind of a manipulative tactic to get you to score them as a 5. And I already was like, I'm not scoring you as a 5 anyway, in my head. And then she goes, yeah, and if anything below a 5, they also deduct money from my paycheck. I was like, oh, like what an awkward position to be put in. To feel, it's bad enough in today's day and age where when we go to a simple checkout place to buy something, they turn the little kiosk to you and it's going to ask you a couple questions, and then it's asking for a tip. That already is annoying enough and awkward enough. And then for her to say that to me on a huge purchase, I'm like, still, it did make me think twice, but I'm still like, I'm not gonna pay for that. So anyway, back to the finance guy's office. He brought her back in. We had the discussion about the stupid extras that I was not told verbally about the pricing. It made it sound like it was just off the cuff and we're going to throw it in, but here I did sign a form. Okay. She left the finance guy's office and I proceeded to tell him, because he said, it seems like there's a lot of communication that didn't happen. I said, you're right about that. And another thing that really has bothered me about what she said was, and I told him about the survey thing, and his face, I couldn't even imitate it. His face just dropped oh my word. He was like, what? Are you serious? Because essentially the survey, he explained it to me, it doesn't just affect her and her paycheck. It affects the dealership, the manager, possibly him as the finance guy, because it asks multiple questions like how was the dealership facility, and that's what they told me. It doesn't just affect her, and that's not something, it's very unprofessional to tell a customer about that, even if it is true. Like, you should just be working off of your excellent customer service skills. So I was like, I'm definitely not giving a 5-star review, absolutely not. And so he's like, he was panicked. He was so panicked because he explained all that to me later on, but he was like, can I get right back with you? And he left for a while, and I was talking to Lexi in the room, like, there's no way I'm giving him 5 stars. This is I'm pissed off about the extra thing. I can't take the van home today. Like, no 5-star for them. So long story, a little bit shorter, he came back in and he said, okay, here's what we can do. I can let you take the van home today. I want to try to smooth things over with the survey. This is how it works. You know, I hate that you're having a terrible experience here. This shouldn't have happened. I really apologize. You know, he was very, very professional. And so what I'm going to do is I'll let you take the van home today. And on the 10th of September, unless I don't get funding, then you're going to be financed through Ford at that 10% or whatever. And I said, so what you're telling me is that if I give a 5-star review, then I'll get to take the van home today, because I appreciate your professionalism and explaining things to me and trying to work through things and understanding my side of it and apologizing and all that stuff. Like, you are the customer service that I would have hoped for from the beginning. And I appreciate that. And yes, of course, I appreciate you letting me take the van home today. And so I agreed to that because he really helped the situation. Now, maybe I could have negotiated better to get those extra things off. But when I first pointed out, he's like, we can't take that off. We can't take that off. You know, maybe my negotiation tactics could have been better and I could have brought that down a bit, but that didn't happen. Okay, my bad. My family was like, what the heck, Rachel? You should have done a little better there. And so, yeah, I was happy to get the van, be able to start on it, even though I can't really start on it because I am paranoid. Like, I finished the application with USAA with the funding and how much it is and send it off to them to be emailed, but it's Labor Day weekend. And so I'm very hesitant I've been approved by USAA, but like, what if they come back and they're like, okay, we realize this is a commercial vehicle, you're a 10% too, or 14%, whatever. That's going to be a total nightmare and extremely expensive. And so probably, really negatively impact my plans for buying that house. So anyway, here we are with a van that I have no funding on, essentially. If by the 10th of September, which it'll happen sooner than that, USAA doesn't, send the funds, then I'll roll into Ford's auto loan through them, their financing. And we don't want that to happen. But I absolutely love the van. I'm so excited about it. I will do a video on, what the features are that I got, some of the things that I've discovered while driving. And I have a lot of plans and I just don't feel comfortable starting on them. Like, even putting the floor in, and I got these thresholds. I could probably put the thresholds in, but I think the floor has to go under it. So anyway, long story short, that is how I have a van that is not actually financed. And I suppose how much that survey means to Ford. And yeah, so here we are with this beautiful van that I will be very, very careful with, even more careful with. And I'm going to take my mom on a beautiful drive today. Hopefully she can go and see what else we have in store. So hopefully you like this video. I hope you will stay tuned for more van videos. I'm so excited. I have a lot of projects already, even though I'm not fully building it out just yet. I'm going to be camping in it, basically. Just basic bare bones camp setup, and and figure out along the way what I want, where I want things, how I want it, and go from there. So if you have any questions, comments, let me know any better negotiation tactics. Put those in the comments below. I thank you so much for watching. I'm super excited about this upcoming journey, and I hope that you will join me, and I will see you in my next video.